song to sing. Yeah, it's a song about love for you. It's a song about faith. I see all that you are going through, and it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be everything's gonna be alright. Yay! Welcome to the CupcakeDelect Podcast. Yo, I'm so excited. More excited than I probably should be. You guys are probably like, what is she doing? I just sang one of my favorite songs from Mali Music. It's gonna be alright. And yeah, that's basically what this podcast is about. It's about me sharing inspiration on my everyday life, letting myself know that it's going to be alright. I was so excited to start the podcast that I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Tiffany Raquel Williams, and I am the founder of CupcakeDelect, which is the online platform that I use to share everything inspiration. And CupcakeDelect, 3 watchwords are inspiration, creativity, and innovation. And those words are what I want CupcakeDelect to embody for the rest of my life. Yes, as long as I live. Now, I'm excited to bring to you the CupcakeDelect podcast. It has been something that I have been, is when God tells you a purpose to share inspiration, and then there are so many different ways that you can. He will keep nudging, even though you decide, to give it a little rest. He will keep nudging you, and he has been nudging me. All those who know me from YouTube, I apologize for the long time, like maybe more than a year I haven't posted to YouTube. The long time that I took to rest, it was necessary in helping me to just regain and revitalize and be as zealous as I used to be. So here I am with CupcakeDelect Podcast, sharing inspiration again. Now let me tell you how we will be breaking it down. Each podcast is going to be a weekly podcast. Every Tuesday I'll be posting a new post. It has been actually inspired by the fact that I love to post journal entries and poetry on 2 of my main blogs. But the CupcakeDelect blog has been missing a blog post for a while. So as you are hearing this podcast post, you will also be able to go to CupcakeDelect.blogspot.com and see the latest blog post to give you a little bit more inspiration. Now, my last official blog post that I would have posted, that's sort of like a journal entry, checking up on the time and keeping tabs on my life as it is, would have been in 2015. So yes, it's 3 years, y'all. 3 years. 3 years is like a really long time to be stuck in a block, or to have God nudging you and saying, Tiffany, share inspiration, what you waiting on? Why are you so listen, y'all, I will tell you how the journey was, but let me tell you the 3 topics that we will be, the 3 segments that we will be delving into every single podcast. Right? The first is Tea Time with Tiff. Now, if you know me from YouTube, you would know that I love tea. I just love tea. And not tea as in information, like give me the tea, like the latest gossip, but I actually love to drink tea. So we will have a Tea Time with Tiff segment where we'll be talking about the latest inspiration from the news and the world around. Sometimes people use, oh my gosh, sorry, that's my teaspoon. Sometimes people use the news more as a way of spreading propaganda. Now we will try to see if we can get as much inspiration from the news, or just basically the things that happen around us as possible, and we will be covering that in Tea Time with Tiff. So that's the first segment. The second segment is Cash Flow Conversations. Now, of course, guys, if you know me personally, you know that I love financial literacy. So my love for financial literacy and us becoming more financially free will be discussed in cash flow conversations. And the third segment is love source. Now, this is my baby. This is just, you see, my journey has led me to a better understanding of love and life. And this segment, I'll be sharing tidbits of what I've been learning with you. You know, love source. So the three segments are Tea Time with Tiff, Casual Conversations, and Love Source. I'm excited and I want you to be excited as well, because listen, if we are not sharing something vocally, by the life we live, we're going to be sharing something, we're going to be influential in some sort of way, and it's best that we take the horns, you grab the horns, and y'all, I'm not good with idioms, but listen, let's go straight into the segments. Grab your tea. When I come back with Tea Time with Tiff, I will be letting you know what I'm having for tea. So it's Tea Time with Tiff, and I am so happy to share the tea that I am going to be drinking. Well, I have been drinking, I should say. It's a Tetley chamomile tea, caffeine-free herbal tea, 20 bags in the box. It's actually from Jamaica. So tell me, any Jamaicans listening to the podcast, tell me if you actually like the tea, because I know that sometimes locals do not like what's produced locally. They prefer to use something from somewhere else. So I'm currently having the Tetley chamomile tea. Has a little brown sugar in it. It tastes good, simple, nothing less, nothing more. And during the breaks in between segments, I'm also having the orange cupcake, some kiss cakes, cream-filled cupcakes. It's not the healthiest of things that you could be having, but this is what I was feeling for. This is what I was feeling for this afternoon. Right. So I could have searched for just about anything in the news and in culture, but you know what? I decided, since it's the first podcast, that I'll be telling you a little bit. I'll be giving you the tea on who Tiffany Raquel Williams is, because you still don't really know. You may have been brought here from Facebook, Instagram. You may have been brought here from the blog post itself that's connected to this podcast. You may have been brought here from even my WhatsApp, if you have a contact. If you're one of my contacts, you may have been brought here from every and anywhere. That means you have some idea on who I am, but then you could probably have the podcast app on your phone and going through, and you never really met Tiffany Williams. So I'll be sharing a few facts about me, and yes, I'm happy to do so. The first thing is, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I'm a Trinbagonian. I was born in the Port of Spain General Hospital in Trinidad, but I grew up in Tobago. Now, Trinidad and Tobago is a twin island republic. So it's Trinidad, the island shaped like a J, and Tobago. How an island shaped like, boy? Like an accent to the J? No, of course. Right, so Trinidad and Tobago, twin island republic. And to be more exact, I live in Buku. And if you know Trinidad and Tobago, you know that we are hype on the culture. Everything is awesome. Our culture is just off the chain. Like right in Buku, about 3 times a year, you can come and you can see goat race and crab race. Have you ever saw a goat run a race? Yeah. You ever see crab race? Like, if you never, then I guarantee for you to first of all Google it, and then take a trip to Tobago, right in my village. Listen, I could probably get up early 4:30, 5 o'clock, and take a walk, a 5-minute walk, 10 minutes, and reach the shore, reach the ocean, take a wonderful sea bath, and then even in the afternoon, if I'm feeling for it, there are lovely restaurants like Luvinia's and Macara, and you could have grill on the Mbuku Beach. Tobago is just awesome, people. Tell me how Tobagonians, if you're listening to this, tell me how awesome Tobago is. Do you enjoy living in Tobago? Now, of course, I know everybody is usually having negative things about the island, but we only bring in positivity here. If you have to tell me a negative, you have to match it with an equal positive. So I live in Trinidad and Tobago, and I love my island. Also, I live like 5 steps from the road. So of course you will hear dogs barking. You might hear a car driving by, a truck driving by. You might hear music. I will try my best to record when there is minimal amount of noise. The rain was just falling, y'all, and I had to stop recording. I was like, no. But listen, for weeks I have been planning my podcasts, and I was like, you know what? I want to post. I want to record when I have no noise around, but sometimes it's really hard. So I decided, you know what? Let me just take that leap of faith and record regardless. I know you guys can hear me. I hope the surrounding external noise, because I do live somewhere, does not hamper our conversation. So yes, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I am of African descent. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can clearly see that I'm of African descent. I'm in my late 20s. Yes, you know, your late 20s could be the time where, you know, you're trying to get your life together. So settling down, whatnot might be ideas. But listen, you all need to go read my latest blog post. It has where my head is at right now. You know, when we in life at specific ages, we want to ensure that we get these things done before a certain age, and we become overwhelmed sometimes. I want to bring the inspiration that helps us to be able to propel our lives past the negativity that can overwhelm us when we do not attain certain things by certain ages. We shouldn't allow that to affect us, our mindsets and our moods. But anyway, and oh yes, I love everything caramel. Everything caramel, like caramel ice cream, caramel syrup. If you're from Trinidad and Tobago and you know those wafers in the red and silver, red and white pack, chocolate covered wafers with caramel in the middle, well, on each layer of the wafer, and it's so good. Like, I love caramel. Listen, I do not like chocolate ice cream, but the only way I would tolerate chocolate ice cream is in the Ben & Jerry's Caramel Sutra. Caramel with a K. Caramel Sutra. Listen, half of the ice cream is chocolate and half is caramel ice cream, and then there's a tubing of thick, creamy caramel. That's the only way I could eat chocolate ice cream. Ben & Jerry's Caramel Sutra. Anybody want to buy me ice cream? Ben & Jerry's Caramel Sutra. Yes. Oh, yes. Listen, that's about it for Tea Time with Tiff. So you know where I'm from. You know how I look, sort of. Follow me on Instagram. I post inspiration on a daily basis. Facebook, every single day, there's a quote of the day. Every single weekday, there's a quote of the day that I post up to give you that drive, that motivation that you need for the day. Yes. On Instagram is the same thing. Monday message, Woman Crush Wednesdays. Those two things I always post, because I need to be able to inspire someone. If they see something, if they having a hard day or bad day or sad day, they should be able to smile and feel encouraged and empowered to be their fullest selves. Yes, so that's been Tea Time with Tiff segment this week. I could have mentioned so many things. Listen, you all, I could have mentioned the US midterm elections, the congressional elections that gives power to either the Republicans or the Democrats in Congress. I could have mentioned the incident at my school, UE. I used to go to University of the West Indies. And there was an incident there, y'all. my heart goes out. I don't want to mention anything that weighs on my heart right now. We can't start off too sad yet. So I hope you enjoyed Tea Time with Tiff. The next segment coming up is Cash Flow Conversations. Cash Flow Conversations, yay! Right. So I would have mentioned before that I went to the University of the West Indies. While I was there, I did accounting and management studies. But even before that, my love for financial literacy was brewing. Like when I was at high school, doing advanced proficiency, CAPE, I took part in the National Financial Literacy Program held by the NFLP and the Central Bank. And my high school at the time was Signal Hill Secondary Comprehensive. It's now Signal Hill High School. We used to call it Compre at that time. Compre went down to Trinidad and mash up the place. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. I could remember us just doing our best, and we were victorious. And of course, in order to go down to do the financial literacy competition, we had to study. And of course, while studying, that's where my love for financial literacy began, or maybe even before that, because I was into accounting like that. So yes, this is why I decided to do Cash Flow Conversations, because again, I have to transform that love for financial literacy to help us all become more financially free, right? But first of all, we had to just think about the mindset. That is the first step, our money mindset. Of course, Google, main research tool. I Googled, and mint.com gave us 6 tips, 6 ways to instill a positive money mindset. So I'm going to share these 6 ways with you. And this is how we're going to kick off our cash flow conversations for the month of November. We have to have the correct mindset towards money in order to manage ourselves to use it wisely. Yes. So the first tip is forgive yourself for your financial mistakes. The first way to instill a positive money mindset is to ensure that you forgive yourself for your past bad spending. That is how you just say it in Trinidad and Tobago. A bad spend. Your mother gonna tell you, don't bad spend. But I know sometimes you feel so bad when you have all these credit card payments, when you have this loan that you could barely. Oh Lord. I could understand the stress because I used to be a business banking officer and to deal with the customers that having struggles, problems paying their loans. Besides it being a stress on them because they can't get any money, when I call, I used to actually stress them out a little bit more. I'm sorry if you're listening, anyone listening. Sorry for the stress that I would have given you. But you need to have a positive mindset, money mindset, in order to manage yourself to use it wisely. So first, forgive yourself for your financial mistakes. So mint.com is telling us when we bad spend our money, it is important to acknowledge and accept what has happened. So you buy that shoes that you wasn't supposed to buy, you buy that purse that you wasn't supposed to buy, and for those big money spenders, you buy that car that you wasn't supposed to buy, meaning because you just can't afford it. Yes, you need to accept what has happened, right? You have to make your apologies to yourself and those around you where necessary. You have to tell your wife, honey, sorry that I ran up the credit card bill. You have to tell your daughter, sorry that I spent so much money on food. Now you cannot get that payment for your college. I mean, it might sound like I'm joking, but sometimes it's so serious. You need to apologize to yourself and those around you where necessary, and focus on moving forward. So to have a positive money mindset, you have to focus on moving forward. Please also remember, mint.com says, remember these wise words from Brittany. Remember these wise words from Brittany. It says, your financial mistakes are not you. Your self-worth is independent of your mistakes. So your financial mistakes are not you. So if you're a bad spender already, it means you're a bad person. Alright, your financial mistakes are not you. Your self-worth is independent of your mistakes. So that's the first thing. Forgive yourself for your financial mistakes. Right? You with me? The second way to instill a positive money mindset is to understand your money mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? Now I remember one of my first, when having a conversation about money, one of the first things I could remember is the scripture being quoted, the love of money is the root of all evil. But then I sit back and I think there is a balance. We need to balance the love for money and the need of money, because at the end of the day we need it to survive. We need to have money in order to pay the bills, in order to keep the lights on, and for my international people, the water running. In order to even live, you need to be able to pay your rent. Some of you. So we should be able to balance the love and the need. But what is our current money mindset? You have to know this. Mint.com says, while you may think you know your attitude towards money, it's impossible that you're not fully aware of how your views are shaping your decision. So how you think about money is probably the reason why you're spending a certain way, you're saving or you're investing a certain way, is basically from the thoughts that you have about money based on the knowledge that you probably have about money. Right? It goes on to say, Brittany Castro suggests tracking the thoughts that come up each time you make a money decision. As we make so many money decisions in our lives, doing this for just one day and then reviewing the results for patterns can be enough to deepen your awareness of your attitude. With more clarity on your mindset, you can identify beliefs and habits that affect your ability to stick or even create goals and plans. So is it that the only reason you're out there, anytime the conversation of money comes up, is because you're stressed that you have to pay the bills? Do you have a positive mindset towards money? Has anyone ever read the book? Do I have it here? Yes, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was one of the books I would have read, and I could clearly remember the author describing the two dads and the mindsets that they had about money. One dad was more relaxed and positive about money, and that was the rich dad, of course, and then the poor dad was, anytime we talk about money, is because it's a stressor. You know, it's something stressful. Oh my gosh, I don't know where I get the money from. I have this to pay, I have that to do, I have that to do, I have this to do. Track the mindset that you have towards money, right? Understand your mindset. The third way is stop comparing yourself to others. You know, especially with social media lifestyle now, we always compare ourselves to others. Be like, oh gosh, look at where this person traveling. Look at who's this person, man or woman, or husband or wife. Look at this person house. Oh my god, I wish I had a house like that person. Why it is? Yeah. Yeah, I know you understand where I'm coming from. Mint.com says, in this age of, oh gosh, listen y'all, I didn't read every single thing here, but it's like the catch me right there. Just the same way, it says, in this age of social media, reality TV, and celebrity magazines, it's far too easy to get sucked into making comparisons. We compare ourselves to other family members. You see, that's not good. This is not a good way to spend your time for several reasons. And they listed some reasons. Let me share them with you. You're comparing what you know about yourself, that is everything, warts and all, to what you see of someone else, the best side that they choose to show you. Because have you ever heard the statement that social media or Instagram is the highlight reel, and it's not really their life itself? You know, it's just the highlight reel. It's just the awesome stuff that they choose to share. Some people share their sad stuff, but still it's just the highlight reel. This is not a good way to spend your time for this reason. Furthermore, you don't know the intimate details of the other person's life or finances. You don't know. Watch me. Trinidad and Tobago say, do not jealous people. You don't know where they get it from. When you see people with wealth, do not jealous people. You don't know where they got it from. Someone may appear to have a debt. Actually, someone may appear to have a fantastic life filled with fabulous clothes, vacations, and other fun stuff, but it could be fueled by credit card debt. Or worse, you see somebody have a new car, they're like, oh my gosh, this car's so awesome. Yeah, they have to spend an awesome amount of money on a monthly basis for the next 3-4 years. Please. Another way spending your time looking at other persons might be a bad idea is because when you make comparisons and find yourself lacking, you're diverting attention and potential activity away from focusing on your own finances and aspirations. So create attainable goals for yourself and compare yourself to those. Celebrate the wins and update your goals as you reach them. I'm sure you also know the quotation that the only person you should compare yourself to is the person that you were yesterday. That is so true. Stop comparing yourselves to these people on social media. No, nothing is wrong with gaining inspiration from persons, like-minded persons, or persons that would have attained certainly. Nothing is wrong with gaining inspiration. But the attention that you're supposed to really put into yourself can sometimes be taken away by looking at the people who seem like they have it all together. Again, I would read what they said is create attainable goals for yourself and compare yourself to those attainable goals. You understand? And celebrate the wins and update your goals as you reach them. So your mindset should be a positive mindset to help you personally, and you want to gain financial freedom for you, and not because you see other people out there making the money seemingly and looking good at it that you want to look like them. You understand where I'm coming from? So the first 3 money mindsets is forgive yourself for your financial mistakes, understand your money mindset, and stop comparing yourself to others. The 4th one is to create and maintain good habits. Create and maintain good habits. You forgive yourself for the bad spending. Are you going to continue to repeat the bad spending? Are you going to continue to have to be forgiving yourself all the time? Or are you going to learn from the mistakes that you would have had so that you could be future minded? Create and maintain good habits. Once you have some goals and your eye is on the prize, it's time to establish the habits that will ensure you meet them. If you've never delved deep into your income and expenses or created a budget, this is a good time to try that, and we could talk about budget creation in other cash flow conversations. Yes. It says, understanding where you're spending your money will help you determine where you can save more, if that's your goal. This awareness will also help you pick goals for that are achievable, even if they're a stretch goal. so that you can build on your success rather than end up paralyzed by defeat. One particularly effective habit is committing to a set time, 1 hour per week, to review your finances and monitor your progress. Right? If 1 hour seems like a lot, it's worth nothing that millionaires spend on average 8.4 hours per month managing their money. So you should take your time. Make that budget. Take your time. Track your spending. Take your time. Look at those receipts. Sometimes, you're out on a day of shopping and you have like a $500 to shop with, maybe $1,000, and you just buy, and you throw all the receipts inside your bag. The money. Sometimes you might have the cash if you don't have, if you're not a card person, and you're spending money and you're not studying that $100 is not accounted for. But when you actually sit down and track that money, you will actually see where everything went and be able to analyze yourself basically on your spending habits. Right? If you're in a relationship, pick a mutually beneficial time for both of you and ensure you will be fully present for the duration of the conversation. Granted, money discussions aren't always smooth sailing for couples, you know that, and arguments can ensue. And I actually read somewhere that money management, actually I think it's a love there, I would have read it, in that managing money is such a huge issue in marriages that sometimes it breaks up marriages. We don't want that. However, pushing through the discomfort can be the difference between staying together or splitting up for some couples. Even if you decide that one of you is going to be the primary money manager, personal finance expert Fanush Torabi recommends, and he says, make sure to get on the same financial page and agree to goals so that there's no miscommunication. Once you both have a clear picture of the finances, figure out together how you want to delegate money. So it's about having conversations, it's about sitting down and being reasonable in order to be effective at creating and maintaining good habits. That's the fourth one. The fifth way to instill a positive mindset is to optimize your budget for happiness. So managing your money and spending and balancing everything shouldn't be something that's tedious and granting you stress all the time. And your goal should be to have optimum happiness at the end of it. It says, optimize your budget for happiness. The very word budget can fill people with dread because it brings to mind restrictions. I know. Manish Thakur, sorry for the bad pronunciations, has a more positive outlook as she believes gentle boundaries can set you free. So if you say, okay, this month transportation is so by so, this month groceries is this and that, this month any money for shopping would be so by so, any money to go out and to chill, as we say it in Trinidad, to be able to hang out, any money for you to lime is so by so, and that's your budget. You're saying you're not spending more than 200 at this, you're not spending more than 400 at that. Manisha says that gentle boundaries can set you free. This is because knowing where you're spending your money, as opposed to having no idea where it's going, is a far more empowered place to be. Awesome, right? The sixth and the last way that I'm going to mention to instill a positive money mindset is to practice gratitude. Daily affirmations and gratitude for you can be really powerful. Right? Go Gale Finance contributor Callie Hulk suggests keeping a journal. Start by writing down one thing every day for which you are grateful, financially and personally. Return to your gratitude journal anytime you feel overwhelmed or negative about your own finances and or any situation. all these simple practices can make all the difference. So of course I will link this article for you to go have a read, a more in-depth read, and also all the information would be there for you on the blog post. I'll put everything there for you. Yes, so again, let me go over the 6 ways to instill a positive money mindset. 1, forgive yourself for your financial mistakes. 2, understand your money mindset. 3, stop comparing yourself to others. 4, create and maintain good habits. 5, optimize your budget for happiness. And 6, practice gratitude. I hope these 6 ways from mint.com, and I would have found in my research, helps all of us to have a better mindset, a better thinking towards money, a better money mindset, basically. That money mindset. Right? So that this has been Cash Flow Conversations. Next week we're gonna delve a little bit more into different segments of the or different sectors, different topics under Cash Flow Conversations. Email me, y'all. Email me with your questions, your contributions, anything at all that you have to say. Email me with your suggestions. Email me with your topics, the things that you want to have me cover, talk about, share my knowledge that I would have known, things that I would have gained over the years. I know I would not have delved into exactly like my background in terms of studies or whatnot, but I love financial literacy, so I decided to share the Cash Flow Conversations. Now you can email me at CupcakeDelect.biz@gmail.com. Send all your questions, all your suggestions, everything to that email. Is CupcakeDelect, CupcakeDelect.biz@gmail.com. Right? I'm looking forward to your emails. I'm looking forward to all the goodness. Yes. Thank you for listening. Let's go on to our final segment, Love Sauce. Thank you for staying with me this far in our first podcast. It's time for Love Sauce. Now I'm smiling as I talk to you about Love Sauce because Love Sauce is the path that I'm currently on in my spiritual journey, in my life journey. And now I know when you hear about love, you're thinking, oh, she's gonna be talking about relationship stuff. Yes, but yes, kinda, sorta, not really. It would fit in. Love Sauce basically is what I describe my spiritual journey as. My love journey to the source of love. And as I read our first reading for this segment, you know who and what the love source is. Yes. Now I'm happy. I'm smiling. I'm smiling and I'm happy to be able to talk to you about this, and that's why I give you my email address so that we could have conversations beyond the podcast, outside of the podcast, because it's just me talking to you all. So when you send me the emails about the episodes, that would just warm my heart. Tell me about the things that you're going through. If you had hard times like me, sad times, I know as each episode is uploaded, you will get deeper and deeper connection with me, and you would know a little bit more about me every time. And I'm really open to sharing, basically. Yes, I am. Right? Ooh, some more information about me, more tea, because imagine I still sipping the tea a whole half hour later. The tea going from warm tea to iced tea. Yes. So I'll be sharing things that would have inspired me along my love source journey. And this episode's reading is from Brenda Walsh Ministries. and it's entitled Freedom of Being Loved. Freedom of being loved. And I'm going to read for you, so just relax and listen. It says, fear of being unloved is the basic reason for poor self-confidence, fear of moving forward, or lack of motivation. The old expression, love makes the world go around, is absolutely true because God is love. I'm going to pause. Right there and then you see where the love source is, and I had to learn in order to get back to the love source. God is love, and without Him, life is empty, meaningless, and downright scary. Knowing with absolute certainty that you are loved gives you power to go forward with confidence and holy boldness. Listen. Knowing with absolute certainty that you are loved gives you the power to go forward with confidence and holy boldness. It allows you to be open. It allows you to open the door of uncertainty without fear and trepidation, because you are loved. Everyone wants to be loved by family and friends, but there is no one who will love you more than Jesus. The more you spend time in prayer and studying God's word, the more you will know and understand just how much God loves you. Basking in the joy of His unconditional, deep, and abiding love will help you discover new courage and confidence that you never knew before. The freedom of being loved will allow you to change who you are today and become the person God created you to be. Listen, this here speaks volumes in my life right now, because knowing how much God loves you, understanding how much, feeling that love, when you understand that love, could basically change your path, your direction, change the craziness you was doing to awesomeness. Seriously, it could actually realign you. Yeah, if it is that you were so not confident in yourself, you were discouraged by the persons around you, knowing the awesome love that God has for you can actually change things. And you can't discover that by not seeking after it. You can't discover that by not seeking after it. I'm going to pull out my Bible and I'm going to share some texts with you. Right? I'll give you all the texts so you can have your personal time with God to understand what they mean. Psalms 35:9. Psalms 35:9, and I'm turning in my Bible. It says, "And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in His salvation." My soul shall be joyful in the Lord. When I learn and I understand God's love and His gift of salvation, it can do nothing else but make me joyful and make me grateful, and transform that gratefulness into planning a life that is basically made out of that joy. You understand? It would be totally ungrateful for us to actually always be rolled up in a corner, lamenting on the negatives that has happened to us and the negativity in the world. I could understand the pain that everything causes. But in order to feel and accept that love, we actually have to love as well. Love the life that was given to us. Love those around us. Let's move to our next scripture. It's 1 John 4:12. 1 John 4:12. Thank God that I actually could find these things quickly, Right, because I don't have tabs in this Bible. 1 John 4:12 says, "No man hath seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and His love is perfected in us." So sometimes we say we love God, but then we treat the persons that are around us terribly. We do not love them, but we love God. It's like, come on. Being able to profess that we love God should come from the lives that we live, should come from our demonstration of that love. You understand? Because we know that God loves us, it's like a chain reaction should take place. Let me give you some other texts for you. Well, one more text. Actually, it's Ephesians 4:12 and 19. 19 says, we love him because he first loved us. So this is basically that 1 John 4:19 is the love source. It says we love him because he first loved us. He is the source. He is where it began. He is our example. And then everything, like domino effect, when we sit and we decide to study and learn and grow, regardless of the negative things that are happening, we love him because he first loved us. And because he first loved us, and we love him, we have to love those around us. One text, the final text, is Ephesians 5:1-2. Yeah, Ephesians 5. You're gonna hear my Bible turning. Ephesians 5:1-2 says, be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also had loved us, and had given himself for us as an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling savor. Now the first thing that pops out of my head is this. It says, be ye therefore followers of God and walk in love. It could stay right there. The scripture could stay right there. Be ye therefore followers of God and walk in love. In other words, you cannot say that you're a follower of God, you're a believer of God, if you do not walk in love. Right? That's like the first and foremost. It's really not the first and foremost. The foundation of it is love. The foundation of it is not religion. The foundation of it is not the church you attend. The foundation is love. Then, by understanding and learning the love, you are directed to live your life a certain way just because of that love. So, in order to be a follower, you have to walk in love. It's like the walking in love shows, So going to church once a week doesn't necessarily show the love. Show that you're an actual follower of Christ. Going to church doesn't show that you're an actual follower of Christ. It's walking in love shows that you're a follower of Christ. Right? And then therefore, because you're a follower of Christ and you walk in love, you want to congregate, and all these things just become sweet, a sweet savor. Listen, people, the love source journey is awesome. It's been awesome for me, and I want to share more and more of it with you. I thank you for listening to me up until now. Check CupcakeDelect blog on CupcakeDelect.blogspot.com. Like us on Facebook, on Instagram, CupcakeDelect, everywhere CupcakeDelect, on every platform, CupcakeDelect, all the main platforms, CupcakeDelect. You can also hear this blog post on Apple iTunes. Yes, we are on Apple iTunes. If you have an iPhone and you have the podcast app on your iPhone, all you have to do is search CupcakeDelect and you will see us there. And we're under health, as in your spiritual health, your physical health, your financial health. I just decided that health is the correct topic, in order for us to actually keep healthy. All these different aspects of our lives must be managed well. So we're on podcast, Apple iTunes podcast. We are on Podbean, and we are also on TuneIn. So yes, both Android and iOS devices can enjoy our podcast. Yes, I am so elated. Thank you for spending this time. Remember to email me with your questions, your suggestions, your inspiration, your testimonies, anything that you would have gone through. I know you'll be delving more and more into inspiration for life, but anything that you would have gone through, I'd like to know. Let me know, right? Let me know what you're up to. How is life? Where are you listening from? Any tea recommendations? What is your definition of success? Because we talk about financial freedom. Tell me. Just email me CupcakeDelect.biz@gmail.com. CupcakeDelect.biz@gmail.com. So it's like I don't want to go. I don't want to say bye-bye just yet. But thank you guys for listening. Yes. Awesome. I'm Tiffany Raquel Williams, and you've been listening to the CupcakeDelect Podcast. You can follow CupcakeDelect on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. If you haven't yet, go to Apple Podcast and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join me next week for another love and life-inspired post. Thank you for listening.